Hello, and welcome to Freedom's Plea podcast. This is going to be an introductory video. It's just going to go over the basics of what the podcast is going to be. And we may get into some discussion on here in this video, but more than likely not. But anyway, let's get right into it. By the way, bear with me. I'm doing this using notes, and it's not scripted, so it's going to be a little bit here and there. But just please bear with me, and we'll get through this. So, first off, I'm Chase. I'm going to be the host on here, and I'm just going to jump in straight into what the primary focus of this podcast is going to be. And that's going to be to educate the young and old alike on the preservation of the West and its principles. Be it, free speech, Western history, philosophy, all of these things, I feel like, particularly to our youth, are being alienated. Free speech, whether, it be under the guise of safe spaces, all of this, or silencing hate speech. Free speech itself is being alienated, be it on college campuses or even down, to the high school age kids and adults alike. And that's something we really need to raise awareness about and put an end to, because I like having free speech. I like being able to record this podcast however I want, and it's a very valuable principle, and we need to keep it. Another focus of this podcast I want is to have a basic understanding of most, if not all, of the subcultures of Western culture, be it my own Southern American culture, the Northern American culture, Irish culture, British culture, anything, and you can even break it down to cultures of towns and counties and states, and not just geographic areas or nations, but I'm just going to use my own as an example, but you can look at the attacks on Southern history and Southern culture, but an attack on one is an attack on Western civilization as a whole, because as soon as they finally destroy Southern culture, if we don't stop them, that is, they're going to come for somebody else. It's a never-ending slope into Western civilization. Western culture, as we know it, ceases to exist. Anyway, that philosophy, I feel like especially amongst younger people, is lost. We're too busy wondering what we're going to do next to stop and wonder why, or what would be a better way to do this. We're too busy being caught up in, using an example, worrying about the next Lil Wayne album or the Ariana Grande album or playing Fortnite, to sit back and actually delve into a deeper understanding of the world around us and the people around us. Philosophy is lost to the young, and it needs to come back. And all of this plays together. Free speech to teach about history, philosophy. And then philosophy and Western civilization go hand in hand all the way back to its founding in Greece. That's where I'm marking the beginning of Western civilization, ancient Greece. Anyway, but yeah, just topics and things of that nature. I do, like I said, with the subcultures, I want to eventually, when I can, have guests, like a call-in type show, and then invited guests, and just whether it be focusing on subcultures or getting people in to talk about particular topics of current events or history, or whatever the case may be. I feel like it's always nice to have a fresh voice to listen to, even when it's joined with my own southern. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop right there with that. My own southern annoying ass voice. I'm sorry, I'm going through my notes here. How to preserve Western civilization and save it, and not being ashamed of it. You know, I've always been more of, words, symbols, flags, whatever you want to say, only has the power you give it, or the meaning you give it. And we shouldn't be ashamed of Western civilization. Western civilization is a gift from God, and I mean that in the most literal sense you can imagine. You know, anything of value today, be it the phone or laptop or whatever you're listening to this on, be it your country, your home, your everything. For the most part, if you're in a a first world country, you have everything to thank the Western civilization. Well, to God. I'm a Christian, I'm sorry. But, to Western civilization and the minds that drew this up, be it the American founding fathers to the Plato and Socrates. You know, it, Western civilization is everything. I've always said, whether it be, you know, younger people today say they don't care about politics, they don't care about economics, they don't care about history, but all three of those things care so very much about you. It doesn't matter how much you try to run from it, how much you don't vote, you're still going to be reaping whatever is sown by the results of the election. Be it the 2016 election, be it the 2020 election, whatever, they're just because you don't vote doesn't mean you're not going to have to pay the price like everybody else, be it good or bad. More on the podcast, kind of getting on a rabbit trail. I'm going to do that when I'm not scripted. More to come later on scheduling. I don't have any form of scheduling right now due to work and school and everything like that. I'm just kind of going to be doing this whenever I get the opportunity to. Hopefully that will change and I can do this on a regular basis and have a set schedule. I think I already touched on show variations with calling guests and all that. Another thing, bear with the quality of the video for right now. First of all, because I'm inexperienced, and secondly, I'm doing everything you see on screen, everything you hear is through an iPhone. So, be that as it will, I don't have a PC where I can really edit it and really, make it shine, polish it up. So bear with me. But I really want to reach, especially younger people, because, and I mean, there's definitely speakers of my variety out there that do reach younger people. I mean, I'm living proof. I'm almost 18, and I'm sitting here listening to Stephen Molyneux, Lawrence Southern, Gavin McInnes, a little bit of Ben Shapiro every now and then. But, mainly Stephen Molyneux. He's my go-to guy. But, what was I saying? But yeah, I feel like there's a lack of people, speakers at least, reaching out to the younger. And I mean, a younger speaker, somebody within their own generation reaching out to them. You know, you have Kyle Kushev, or Kashev, over there at the Daily Wire now. You know, he's the pro Second Amendment Parkland survivor over there. But other than that, he's really, the only one that I've seen. I'm sure there's others out there, but I haven't seen them. And who knows, I may not ever take off, or I may take off. But my main thing, if I can impact one person through this podcast positively, it's worth it. Everything I put into it is worth it. So, I'm sorry, train of thought is lost, but I really want to reach younger people. We've got to do something. The right needs to stop rolling over and just letting it happen. Letting everything around it fall. We've got to start taking action. Because the left's taking action. The left's been taking action for decades. And it's not going to end. Whether it be, they say one more Confederate monument down. Whether they say one more quote-unquote hate speech person. I don't know the term. Somebody who uses quote-unquote hate speech locked up. Tommy Robinson is an example. I know he recently got released, but you know what I mean. One more person silenced, one more person locked up, one more person deplatformed, one more person disappeared. One more riot, one more this, one more that, one more that, one more abortion, one more this, one more that. It's not going to end. It's not going to end until we make it in. Hopefully by peace. Always pray for peace. But that's what I'm doing now. Because I've had this idea of starting a podcast for a while now. And that's something I feel like I can do to help us as a whole out. And obviously not everybody can or wants to do a podcast. I don't even know if I can right now, but I know I want to. And I know that's what I want to do to help further us. But everybody needs to do something. Even a small contribution. I've always said, to me the best thing you can do is reach out to your family and friends and teach them and encourage them to do the same to their friends. That's all it takes. And as the old song goes, you can still hear me singing to the people who don't listen. To the things that I'm saying, praying someone's going to hear. And I guess I'll die explaining how the things that they complain about are things they could be changing. But who do you think's going to care? And that's what it feels like. I've tried having talks like this. Not like this, but on this subject matter to my friends. They don't understand. They don't care. I'm hoping, maybe I could reach somebody who does care through this. And maybe, just maybe, my friend Chase started a YouTube page uploading podcasts, and give it a listen and maybe something will hit. Maybe that anchor will snag just right. I'm praying and I'm hoping, But anyway, it's late. This is my third or fourth time recording this because problems with using an iPhone to record. Hey guys, the audio stopped working. But thank you for listening. I'll see you soon. God bless.